Unless you were living under a rock, you already know that Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses have basically owned the game for the last few years. There really hasn't been another serious option. Until now. Because there's a new pair on the market that doesn't just play music or show texts, it can stream full Netflix movies, run multiple apps at once, and even replace your laptop screen. And the crazy part? It's not from Meta, Google, Roku, or Apple.
What?
The big difference between these two is what's inside. Meta's latest Ray-Ban display runs a Snapdragon AR1 Gen 1 chip paired with 2GB of RAM, designed mainly for voice control, camera use, and light app interaction. This new pair is running full Android 14 with an 8-core Snapdragon processor and 8GB of RAM. That means you can install almost any Android app straight from the Play Store. It's not dependent on your phone, it is the phone. Each lens hides a 1080p Sony OLED display with a 36-degree field of view projected through waveguide optics. Meta uses a single 600 by 600 LCD microdisplay with about a 20-degree field of view. So when you're watching a video on these, it feels like a 100+ inch screen floating in front of you. Clear, bright, and completely private. Like having your own private theater all to yourself without the person sitting next to you judging your Netflix choices. That's something Meta still hasn't figured out. I'm talking about the INMO Air 3 smart glasses, and this is the first pair of smart glasses that actually feels like a real computer, not a prototype. The Air 3 has a camera centered between your eyes, so footage lines up exactly with what you see. Meta's camera sits off to one side, which means your clips are always slightly skewed. It's a small detail, but if you shoot point-of-view video, it matters.
On controls, Meta now includes its Neural Band, a wrist device that reads finger muscle signals alongside tap and voice input on the frame. INMO adds its own layers. You still get touch controls, but there's also a smart ring that tracks your finger movements in 3-dimensional space and a compact touchpad controller for longer use. They're even developing a muscle signal wristband, similar in concept to Meta's Neural Band, so the glasses respond to subtle hand intentions. It's not available yet, but the direction is clear. More precision, less fumbling. Battery life tells another story. Before we go deeper, if you're finding value in this breakdown, hit that like button. It tells YouTube you actually care about honest reviews with no BS and no fluff. And if you want to stay on top of the latest gadgets worth your money, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Alright, back to it.
Meta's Ray-Ban display typically lasts around 4 hours of active use from its 960 mAh battery and weighs about 70 grams. The Air 3 pushes 2 to 3 hours depending on how hard you use it. That sounds short until you realize it's driving dual high-resolution displays and a full operating system. A quick 30-minute charge gets you back to roughly 60%, and the folding case makes it easy to carry. Weight is the trade-off. Meta's Ray-Bans are about 69 grams. The Air 3 is roughly 135 grams. You feel it, but most of that weight sits in the temples where the processor and battery live. They're well balanced, not front heavy, and comfortable for extended sessions once you adjust. Now, because it's running Android, the software experience is completely different. You can open YouTube, Gmail, and Docs side by side in floating windows, position them wherever you want, and they stay anchored in place. You can pair a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse and literally work from your glasses. Or cast your laptop screen into them and have a full desktop floating in midair. Imagine being on a flight, everyone else hunched over a 13-inch screen, and you're editing a deck on a private 100-inch display that nobody else can see. That's the advantage of waveguide displays. The privacy is complete. Someone sitting next to you sees nothing. No glow, no reflection, no color leak. That makes them ideal for travel or open offices where you don't want wandering eyes on your work. Meta focuses more on audio privacy. Its strength is voice commands and sharing clips on Instagram. INMO Air focuses on visual privacy and personal productivity. Audio quality, by the way, is solid on both. Meta still wins slightly on open-ear sound because that's its main design goal. INMO speakers are more about clarity than loudness. They're fine for calls, not for filling a room. Connectivity is standard. Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3, GPS, all built in. You can tether to a phone hotspot or use onboard Wi-Fi. Storage sits at 64 gigabytes, enough for hours of video or local apps before you even touch cloud storage. The price puts things in perspective though. Meta's Rayban display sells for about $799. The INMO Air 3 launched around $899 for early adopters, so you're paying roughly $100 more for hardware that's 4 times as powerful and infinitely more flexible. Not cheap, but it's not supposed to be. It's the kind of product you buy because you'll actually use it, not because you want to show it off. Now, these glasses aren't perfect. Battery life could be longer, the displays still look a bit grainy in direct sunlight, and Android on your face is occasionally awkward. But compared with every smart pair that came before, this is the first one that feels like a real computer, not a prototype. So where does that leave Meta? The Ray-Bans are still the best choice if you just want wearable cameras and a bit of voice control in a lightweight, stylish frame. They're simple, social, and familiar. But if you want to watch movies, work privately, or actually replace your screens, the INMO Air 3 is the one that finally gets there. This isn't about picking a winner, it's about finally having a choice. Lightweight and social, or powerful and private. The INMO Air 3 shows what's possible today, but what's coming next makes even these look outdated. If you really want to see where this tech is heading, the glasses that might replace your phone entirely, go watch this video next to see 5 glasses that just replaced your phone.